Have you ever seen a photo that stopped you in your tracks? A picture that whispered a story or sparked an emotion? That's the power of photography. Hello to all the viewers and welcome to our channel. Think and achieve where there is something for everyone. So how you can capture that magic yourself. This video is your secret weapon. We'll crack the code on photography basics, transforming you from casual picture taker to storyteller with a lens. In this video, we are going to discuss some terms used in photography. Understanding these terms will help you bring more clarity about photos you take. So let's get started. 1. Aperture. This refers to the opening of the lens that controls the amount of light entering the camera sensor. Imagine it like the pupil of your eye. A wider aperture lets in more light, blurring the background and creating a shallow depth of field. Conversely, a smaller aperture lets in less light, resulting in a sharper background and deeper depth of field. It is measured in f-stops, where a lower f-stop indicates a larger aperture, allowing more light to enter, while a higher f-stop means a smaller aperture. 2. Shutter speed. This determines how long the camera's sensor is exposed to light. It controls motion blur and exposure. A faster shutter speed captures motion like a freeze frame, while a slower shutter speed blurs movement. Ideal for water flowing or light trails. 3. ISO. This adjusts the camera's sensitivity to light. Lower ISO is ideal for bright conditions, producing cleaner images with less noise. Higher ISO amplifies the signal in darker environments but introduces graininess. It measures the camera sensor's sensitivity to light. A lower ISO is less sensitive and produces cleaner images with less noise, while a higher ISO increases sensitivity. Ideal for low light conditions, but may introduce noise. 4. Exposure. This refers to the balance between aperture, shutter speed, and ISO, ultimately determining the brightness and detail of your image. Achieving correct exposure means capturing the scene faithfully, but you can also use it creatively for artistic effects. Proper exposure ensures the image is neither too bright, overexposed, nor too dark, underexposed. 5. Composition. Composition is the arrangement of elements within a photograph. It involves factors like framing, perspective, leading lines, rule of thirds, and symmetry, which help create visually appealing and balanced images. It also involves arranging elements within the frame to create a visually pleasing and engaging image. The rule of thirds, leading lines, and negative space are common composition techniques. 6. Depth of field. Depth of field is the range of distance in an image that appears acceptably sharp. It is influenced by aperture, focal length, and distance from the subject. A shallow depth of field results in a blurred background, while a deep depth of field keeps more of the scene in focus. It also refers to the portion of the image that appears sharp in front of and behind the subject. Aperture controls the depth of field. A wider aperture creates a shallow depth of field, highlighting the subject and blurring the background. 7. Focal length. Focal length refers to the distance between the lens and the camera's image sensor when the subject is in focus. It determines the field of view and magnification of the lens. A shorter focal length captures a wider scene, while a longer focal length magnifies distant objects. It also determines the angle of view captured by the lens. A wide-angle lens captures a broader scene, while a telephoto lens zooms in for closer shots. 8. White balance. White balance adjusts the color temperature of an image to ensure that whites appear neutral and colors are accurate under different lighting conditions. It helps maintain natural colors in photos taken in different light sources. It also adjusts the camera's interpretation of colors under different lighting conditions. Auto white balance works well in most cases, but manually setting it for specific lighting ensures accurate color representation. 9. Histogram. A histogram is a graphical representation of the tonal distribution in an image. It displays the distribution of brightness levels from shadows to highlights. Understanding the histogram helps photographers evaluate exposure and make adjustments for better image quality. A graph that shows distribution of tones in your image. It helps ensure you haven't clipped highlights, lost details in bright areas, or crushed shadows, lost details in dark areas. 10. Metering. This refers to how the camera measures light to determine the correct exposure. Different metering modes exist, like spot metering for specific areas or matrix metering for balanced overall exposure. 11. RAW format. RAW format is an uncompressed image file format that contains minimally processed data directly from the camera's sensor. It offers more flexibility in post-processing and preserves higher image quality compared to JPEG. Remember that mastering the art of capturing moments is an ongoing adventure. Embrace the joy of experimentation, immerse yourself in learning, and never hesitate to explore the endless possibilities that photography offers. With each click of the shutter, you unlock new perspectives and insights. So, keep your passion alive, cherish every image you create, and let your creativity illuminate the world. Happy shooting, and thank you for watching the video. If you find this valuable, then do like, share, and subscribe.